Hey guys, keep busy. We got these 3 great cars. We got to get them ready for parade season.
I know, we had so much fun last summer. Remember when we were Thelma and Louise in New Haven? We took this to the embassy, to Roanoke.
This V8 engine is something to marvel at. It is amazing, especially compared to some little tiny engines over there.
Well, Izzy, it's not all about size. Look at this beauty here. It's a classic.
Looking good. Look, you guys have to speed up a little bit, though. I got my car already done. It's already completed and
Complete.
my
toys here, Tony.
Okay, no.
1957 Chevy is all taken care of.
No. Luke and I have by far the best one for the parade.
Yep, the 1949 Willys Jeepster. It was made in Toledo, Ohio. Man, that thing is fun to drive, and it's got a ton of buttons.
I tell you what, it's debatable which one's the best. This one right here is a 1951 Chevy pickup truck. It's called Gertie. This was our original mascot.
And it's got the
It's got the 5 windows, so it adds a ton of value to this truck.
But see, this is the 1986 Rolls-Royce Corniche 2, and it doesn't need a fancy horn because it looks that good.
Nice. All right, we got a lot of car trends, but guess what, guys? What was your first car that you ever owned?
I feel like I might have the winner on this. I had an 88 Olds that was bright yellow with a tan top. We called it the banana boat.
That's embarrassing.
It is so
That is really. I
embarrassing.
had one more embarrassing. I had a 1971 Ventura Pontiac, and they called it the tomato soup can because it was orange. And by the way, it was a chick magnet.
Well, for a while, I had to drive my grandma's station wagon, an 8-person station wagon, a 1986 Oldsmobile. It had the back seat where you could see the people behind you. Remember that?
Was it a Woody?
No.
I had my grandpa gave me a 1960 something Corvair, and all I remember is we literally pushed it more than we drove it. It was horrible.
For some reason, I kind of pictured you and Tony doing the Fred Flintstone.
Wait,
I could see that.
That's not funny.
Tony, you said you had a 71. I had a 71 Chevy Impala that I bought for $100. It stalled every time I turned left, and the trunk, which was massive, was filled with bass speakers. I still can't hear it.
You know, for all these years, I felt bad about having an 81 Chevette, but now I don't feel too bad about that car at all.
Just think of this, guys. All those were trending back then. Now we're looking at and laughing at them. Okay, let's do this. Since we're in a garage, what is trending with garages? What's changed?
You know, one of the big things when it comes to 2023 trends in the garage, it's really putting more entertainment things out here like TVs and stereos and different things. Because let's face it, we're spending a lot more time out there.
And one of the things we're doing now is we are insulating our garages, we are drywalling our garages, we are taping and mudding and painting and trimming our garages. It's really part of the house because some of us men have to live in the garage.
Well, the other thing we're doing is taller ceilings. That gives you more space to store stuff along the walls, but it also allows you to get a car lift in there so you can have potentially make a 3-car garage, 4-car garage with that lift.
Yeah, and we're really making the space usable. You know, with the epoxy flooring, we're putting car wash stations in, dog wash stations, and it's really a functional space now.
Another big trend is big garages. So think back, a lot of us had a 1-car garage. I know I grew up with a 2-car garage and we thought it was so much room. Now 3-car garages, and we're doing a lot of 4-car garages, and these are deep too. So there's extra room in front of these big vehicles.
Okay, guys, time's running away. We've got to start the show. I thought this was good about garages. Stay tuned.
Okay.
We are going to be talking about all kinds of trends this year.
I still think the
Get back to buffing, guys.
Does look great, doesn't
Thanks
it?
for joining us. Welcome to Between the Studs. We are Granite Ridge Builders, custom builders serving northern Indiana, northwest Ohio, and also parts of southern Michigan. We have been building custom homes for almost 2 decades, and we're really passionate about what we do. So join us today as we explore the processes, the trends, and also tips that characterize today's new home. Thanks for watching.
Why do I have to be yellow?
Come on, just go.
Izzy,
Are you up here?
Izzy, you're cheating. You got 3 pieces out there already.
This is how the game is played.
I'm putting
That's
20
how
on
I told
Izzy.
you it was
I'm putting 20 on
You got
Izzy.
the 20 on Izzy? I'm going to go 150 on Izzy then. No,
I
your
got
turn, Izzy.
the MX, whatever it is. He's got more pieces.
Okay.
All right, winner.
Got this. I got
Whoa,
this.
oh, no.
I got this.
No.
Come on. She needs a panic room.
You know, I knew we were going to talk about different trending rooms and game rooms, but
Oh my God.
wow!
Sorry.
Well, this is actually perfect because we're going to be talking about new rooms that are popular today. Welcome back. We are going to be talking about the 2023 Trends of the Year. This is our favorite segment we get to do every year. So we're going to talk about that, but let's talk about this. What are trends? What does the word trends mean to everybody?
For me, I think of popular ideas that people are trying to adopt in their home, in their life.
Sure.
Yeah.
For me, it's all about the fashion. It's whatever's fashionable.
I just think the latest, the greatest, and we always look forward to what's next, what's coming next.
I think as the world is evolving and changing, our trends and our lifestyles are evolving and changing in the same way.
Now, I think of it as following what's popular, but really molding it to fit my lifestyle and what's comfortable for me.
Okay, well, just do this. What are some trends that you can think of in the last, let's say, 100 years, maybe 50 years, that were trending back then?
Now, when I think of trends, I think of things that happened a while ago that might have come back. I think of flooring and shag carpet. It was huge. It was super popular. Not really great, but they brought it back in a new way several years ago with really long and fuzzy rugs and things like that. Wasn't permanent, but was definitely trendy.
We used to go to the theater. Now we are streaming, and we're also buying our stuff online.
That's true.
That's a new trend.
Think about some of the colors that you think of, those colors, those gaudy colors in the 70s and 80s. Those are really starting to come back, and then they're making their way in a heavy way in the kitchen and appliances.
And I love every second of that right there.
I remember pink appliances, orange appliances, yellow. You're not telling me those are going to come back someday.
They're coming back.
It was a bright red.
So much for the 50s and 60s.
Now, how about wellness and fitness? Think of everything that we have now that's in tune with that. We can keep track of how well our sleep is, our REM cycles. Lonnie's watch tells him when his heart spikes, you know.
When I fall.
Yeah. So we've got all these things that are keeping track of really how we're taking care of ourselves, and that ties over into the homes as well.
Yeah, or even just weird things like facial hair. I mean, the beards and mustaches.
It's true.
But now a lot of that stuff is coming back. Like beards are everywhere, and even mustaches are making a comeback.
Guys or girls?
I'm not getting in on that one.
Well, and who could forget Billy Ray Cyrus, his achy breaky heart, and his mullet? Well, I have middle schoolers, and I'm telling you, the mullet is back, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
The other thing is, Crocs are back.
Oh.
No.
My kids love Crocs, and you know the little strap?
Yeah.
When you put it in the back, that's sport mode.
We call it four-wheel drive.
I'm not happy about the mullet being back. My husband apparently had one of those in high school, and I've told him if we had met back then, we would not be married. It is a good thing that we didn't know each other. Something that is trendy now really started as, just some meat and cheese on a tray. Now we have fancy charcuterie boards. Yes,
Charcuterie.
charcuterie.
Like 'em.
And it's not just meat and cheese. You might have peanut butter. Lonnie shared with us the other day. Or hot chocolate boards. Or anyway, they're very trendy and they're really cool.
And they were talking about what was cool back then and now coming back a little bit. It's the leisure suit.
No.
From the 78 era, Saturday Night Live, that is all coming back.
And wait, not the big shoes, the white ones,
Oh,
Tom
the
Jones,
big
and-
shoes that were clear that had the little goldfish
No.
swimming in the heel of them?
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Let's get back to housing, guys. All right, so let's do this. Let's take one thing that we know is trending, and that's rooms, new rooms. Things are changing in house floor plans. So I've got one. I think solariums are coming back. Do you remember the old days? We're doing a lot, like you said, wellness. We're growing our own herbs inside, but solariums, indoor gardens. But I just happened to be at the Biltmore a couple years ago. They had the most amazing solarium, and it was almost their foyer. So it's kind of something coming back. I think the solariums are going to be back.
And Bass Mansion here locally has one, right?
sure.
Yeah, and people are buying more and more houseplants. It was one of the most popular trends last year. Now people realize we need to have the sun to keep them alive. So
And some are all glass.
yeah.
Now for my kids, they want a gaming room so much. They have all their game systems. They having regular games as well, but they want several TVs and several gaming systems. You have your iPads and your speakers and the chairs. I mean, the whole thing. But that is a really popular trend as a gaming
And you know
room,
they're my
tech
grandkids,
room.
and that means they're spoiled. I actually like it.
I just had the question, is it your kids or is it your husband?
Ooh,
I'm all in for the children's retreat.
Is that completed?
And one of the new room trends that we're really starting to see is the trophy room. Now, this isn't where you put your trophy wife or your trophy husband. This is for the hunters out there. They have like a gun safe room, and then they're hanging their deer trophies up there and their hunting trophies up in that wall room. And they're making these really ornate, beautiful rooms where you can go and appreciate everything that they've done in the hunting hunting field.
My middle son, Silas, has an incredible room in his basement. I bet the steel door on that thing weighs 500 pounds. And there's also safe rooms. That's a concrete block or poured wall room that has a concrete top oftentimes to protect people from the elements.
How big would that be, would you guess?
Oh, anywhere from 6 by 6 by 10 by 10 or 12 by 12. And it could also be used for other things. If you don't want to use it just for the safe room, maybe the game room, maybe where the kids go and play.
Storage, absolutely.
Yeah. Now, the opposite of a gun room would be what I would consider a children's retreat. having kids and having that space that's very flexible for them. They can do their homework there. They've got a bookshelf. They can read books. They can watch some TV. It's almost like they're almost little personal space that's like an apartment for them, where they feel like they're separated from mom and dad, and it gives them a lot of independence, but it's really a valuable space.
And my daughter could even use a music room because she likes music and loves to play music. So that could be a space that we're doing right now where people are going to play, practice music. But for me, it would be more of an audiophile room where you're going there and you've got your records, you've got your headphones, just a place to sit back and relax and listen to music.
Well, I love all of these spaces, but you maybe don't need a whole room for all of these, so pocket spaces. So a pocket office, smaller square footage, a pocket exercise room, a pocket area for maybe a grand piano.
You know, we're doing some little pocket areas underneath stairways for pets, pet stations, also just playrooms for the little kids too. So there's a lot of those little areas in nooks and crannies all over your house. Think about doing that in your own home.
Harry Potter's bedroom.
Yes. I'm okay with the pocket area as long as you can fit my wine grotto in it. That's the special room I would like in my house, please.
And we've been doing a lot bigger and bigger and bigger of the wine rooms. So again, definitely want to talk to us if you guys are thinking about one.
And I'm seeing the wine rooms that are being expanded to include the cigar humidors and the cigar rooms. It's kind of like the nice relaxation place to go at 6, 7 o'clock in the evening.
Okay, well, if you guys have a room that you want us to talk about, talk, because we have a lot of these ideas, but we have to go on. We've got a whole bunch of other amazing trends. Stay tuned. We're going to rapid fire these. Okay.
Honey, did you see this workout room?
I did.
You won that round.
Makes me weary.
All right, Luke, do you want a Chenin Blanc or a Pinot Noir?
Do you have a cold bush latte?
I do. I like your style. All right, Luke, we're seeing a lot of architectural trends for 2023. You know, what sort of things are you seeing out there?
Yeah, so when we talk about the outside of the house, we're talking about two different things, the style and then the facade. What are we putting on that style? So let's first talk about the style. Definitely ranches. They are still very much in with either a gable roof, which is going to be that triangle, or the hipped roof, which is going to be more what you kind of see, like what you associate a house down in Florida. But that difference between those two can be drastic when you're looking at it from the outside.
Yeah, and the modern farmhouse is still really going to be in. It's going to be continue to be popular this year. And a more modest version of that would be like the modern bungalow if somebody's on a tighter budget.
Yeah. Now, going along with that modern theme, modern industrial, we started to get into that a little bit last year, but I really foresee that being a big trend in 2023. So really pulling in some of those industrials. Now, we've got like the electric works downtown. Think of that industrial theme, pulling that into some of the houses.
Yeah, and I love that look. Now, as far as the facade of the house goes, what sort of things are we seeing from that front?
Right. So people are getting really creative on how they bring, I guess, forefront of accent pieces. So we can do that by a couple different ways. And first, let's talk about the roof. Metal roof for an accent piece, not the whole roof, but just some accents, really makes it visually striking when you're standing at the curb looking at the house.
And we're seeing some bold colors on those, some copper colors or some red colors and everything like that, and that makes it really pop. Now, we're also seeing a lot of principles coming in from like a landscaping perspective, you know, those odd numbers, the 3s and 5s, and really tying your landscaping into your house, calling it streetscaping.
Right. Now, another way we can accent some of the key features on the house is doing some darker trim. So we've really seen black windows be a trend in the past. Now we're seeing it kind of carry over to the trim. We do 6-inch trim on a lot of our houses. Doing that a dark color will just make those windows pop even more. Board and batten is another way that in a very key spot, it draws your eye up and down rather than horizontal like a typical siding would. So that really will make it pop in some of those areas.
Yeah, so these are the trends that we're seeing for 2023. Now, Luke, I think it's time for us to go get one of those cold beers.
With you, let's do it.
When we're talking about 2023 trends. We're going to be talking a lot about the kitchen here because that is one of the biggest parts of it. And Louis Sullivan and Frank Lloyd Wright used to say, form follows function. Now, when they were doing it, they were talking a lot about the outside, but really, the kitchen is where it really takes place.
The kitchen is the heart of the home. We've talked for years about how the island is big. But people want bigger islands. That's a trend. That is just going to continue in 2023. Do you know some people are even putting a hidden spot for their pet, a pet feeding station at the end of their islands?
I think I did that.
Oh, I didn't even know that when we started this. That's hilarious.
Another thing that's really working right now when it comes to kitchens is the colors of the cabinets, and we're getting back to stains.
Yes, stained cabinets are becoming very popular over the painted cabinets, and what they're putting on those stained cabinets are larger hardware, unique hardware that kind of becomes a statement piece in itself.
Now, it was funny, when we were talking about this segment before we started recording, we were saying, you know what, we need to make sure we talk about the butler pantry, but I was thinking to myself, the butler pantry is not even part of the kitchen anymore, it's getting so big.
It's like its own room. These butler pantries have prep sinks. Some of them have ovens, ranges in them. They have food prepping areas. See, it's funny because I barely know what that is because I don't really cook, but they are their own kitchen in itself, and it's all hidden. You're entertaining, it's hidden from the guests.
You know, they're putting that refrigerator in there, so you don't have to have that beer or pop fridge out in the garage. It's just right there in the butler pantry. And these are just some of the new trends for 2023 when it comes to kitchens.
You're right, Charity. I love the bubbles too in the bathtub. I can see why that's such a hot trend. We are here in the master bath talking about the latest trends for 2023.
One of those trends, of course, is a spa-like master bathroom, and those freestanding garden tubs definitely help make it a spa-like retreat, as well as the showers.
And it's an inviting place, a place where you want to spend more time, a great place to start your morning. You're right, the shower is amazing. So we've done these for a few years. This is still a hot trend. We don't see it going anywhere, the large tile showers. Although the tiles are changing, we're seeing more textures. So 2023 is going to bring more textures into your bathroom. Also more stones. We're gonna see more Calcutta patterns. You can see in this shower, we have kind of an embossed tile.
You also can carry those tiles onto your floor too. Again, I keep going back to statement, but it's a place where you like to come in and relax. You want to have statement pieces in there. The other thing that really helps is bringing some natural light. You can do that with windows. Maybe those windows are set up a little higher so there's privacy. Maybe it's frosted glass, or trend skylights in your bathroom.
Glass is a hot trend for that bathroom, and like she mentioned, there's a lot of things you can do to obscure that glass, whether it be on a window or a shower door. Lastly, let's talk about lighting. That is always important getting ready in the morning, and one place we're seeing new lighting is in your mirror, so a backlit mirror. Charity, one last thing. Everybody needs this in 2023, a heated towel bar.
Oh, my hands are cold.
Yeah, here you go.
Oh, thanks. I feel much better. Let's go find some more trends.
2023, we've got trends coming your way, and you don't want to miss out on what's going to be under your feet here. Flooring is always a big trend, and it's not going to be any different here in 2023.
Absolutely. I think color is a really big talking point for 2023. We had seen in the past these darker flooring colors, and we're really starting to transition from them and go lighter. Light flooring options are very popular, as still as those rustic wood colors are great, but the little less pattern. We kind of got busy for a while, and we're making it simple to let other features in the home stand out. I think people realize that these dark floors kind of showed a lot of dirt, and we don't want to have to clean near as often anymore, so that's why these are trending really well. But what's great are these lighter colors can pair with so many wonderful paint colors. It really is a great trend that we're going this way.
And you don't want to get caught flat-footed, and so you want to work with people like us who are actually paying attention to what's going on, going to these builder shows to find out all the new products and making sure we have them accessible for our clients.
Absolutely. Choice Designs is a great flooring distributor for Granite Ridge because they go to the International Builders Show as well as a show just about flooring. It's called Surfaces in Vegas every year to make sure that we have the latest trends and that they're bringing us the best products available, because flooring is very important. The biggest importance importance with flooring, it has got to be waterproof. Huge trend. Everybody wants to make sure their floor is pet-proof, waterproof, kid-proof, not only for the whole house with your plank wood flooring, but the showers are very important. And that's why we love to use the Schluter system for our tile showers.
So again, with all these different types of floorings, again, these wide open concepts, you're seeing this spread out all over the place, minimal use of carpet, except when we're talking about doing things like rugs.
Oversized rugs are the key. Make sure that size is correct for the space, because it's going to be really important to ground your furniture with the right rug with all this hard surface flooring. So those are the trends this year for 2023 in flooring. Can't wait to see what the next ones are going to be.
I'd say that was a clean sweep.
Oh my gosh, is he you and jokes?
When we talk about 2023 trends, one of the trends that's been actually a trend now for several years is bringing the outside of the home in and the inside of the home out. And one thing that comes to mind would be a veranda or a covered porch area.
Yeah, Lonnie, we've been talking about this and doing this for years now. We've been at the forefront of the outdoor living, and verandas can come in any shape and size. It's a really good way to add an outdoor living space onto your home.
Right, we're talking about a 10 by 10 maybe on the small size to anything that you want, 20 by 30, whatever.
We're seeing cathedral roofs in there, lots of beams, so that way it has that real outdoor rustic feel to it.
Beautiful for the client that lives there and also for the neighbors.
Yep, and then you can go one step further and turn that basically into a screened porch for what, a couple $1,000s.
Get rid of those nasty mosquitoes for a couple $1,000s.
It makes it a way more comfortable space.
Right, and then there's also decks.
Yep.
By the way, we're probably putting verandas or some form of patio or porch on 75% of the homes that we're doing today.
Yeah. And then like you said, decks. We have every shape and size that you could imagine. We have raised decks coming off of your second story. We have ground level decks. And then with those decks, we're seeing a lot of railing trends coming
all kinds of options. We've got the cable, or what maybe you call it the wire. We've got glass that you can literally see through that are very popular. A lot of options when it comes to railing.
Yeah, and then next thing that we're seeing a lot is outdoor fireplaces.
We are. They're beautiful. They come. You can get a fireplace for $3,000 or $4,000 up to maybe $10,000 or $15,000. They could be gas, they could be wood. A lot of options there when it comes to fireplaces, and also kitchens outside.
Outdoor kitchens. Some of these kitchens can be simple, modest kitchens that you basically have a built-in grill, all the way up to you would never need to use your indoor kitchen anymore.
That's correct.
After that.
If Indiana weather would just hold on for us, we could use it all year round.
And again, Lonnie, this is a trend that we've been at the forefront of for years now, and we will continue to be the leader in this field.
2023 trends, again with my friend Tony here, and we're talking about windows and glass. And when we think about things like the front door, I always think about these side light windows, and for a long time we've been seeing a lot of things like the rain glass in that area. The new trend right now is going to a lot more clear glass inside the home.
It's everywhere. It's glass, glass, glass. It's walls of glass. It's interior glass like you see behind us in the windows. It's glass like what you see on the wine grotto area here. It's 10-foot high pieces of glass and windows. It is everything. We want to bring as much of that outdoors in as we possibly can.
And you can't always be next to a window, so that's why this inside glass is becoming such a big trend, is that it allows you to take the light from back there and continue it through the house, through these windows inside the home.
It's just any place that you're looking, we're trying to get that natural light, whether that's in one of the specialty rooms or the great room or the kitchen or the hallway. They're just adding more of this in there to make sure that you're getting the natural light and the look that you want to have.
Yeah, even in the garage. One last great trend for 2023 is going to be glass that goes from clear to opaque with the flip of a switch. All you gotta do is add a little current and your window changes.
So if you're interested in any of the 2023 trends when it comes to glass or interior windows, exterior windows, different ways to use it, please just give us a call or go to our website.
You know, when we talk about 2023 trends, we have to talk about the term scaping, which is a word that we've kind of embraced.
Yes.
And we use it to define modifying physical features in a home. We all understand landscaping, that's outside. But let's come inside and talk about some of those areas of home where we are scaping.
Okay, well, let's talk ceiling scaping.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the more popular trends for 2023 that you might not have thought about ahead of time, but it makes a huge impact on a home.
For example, you might be talking about painting the ceiling a different color,
Yep.
or we're talking about a lot of options up there.
You can paint a different color. Smooth ceilings is going to be a really big trend, but we also see a lot of trim. You have your beams, you have shiplap or paneling. Coffered ceilings is coming back as well. So make sure you really pay attention to those details and scape your ceilings.
I know when I walk into a new home, one of the first things I do is I look up. I love things on the ceiling. Then we move to the walls or
Yes.
wallscaping.
Yes. So wallscaping, we're talking the trim work that is your paneling. You can do entire walls or just 4 or 5 foot tall with a few patterns. There's great patterns. You could mix it up a little bit or very simple, just mission style. So a lot of different options when it comes to walls.
So like shiplap and even a small crown molding can make a big difference. And we're not talking about busting the bank.
Nope.
It could be a few $100s to several $1,000s depending what you want to do. And by the way, are we staining our woodwork and trim or are we painting it?
You know, stain is coming back. It is a really big trend this year, and you're going to see more and more of that. Those neutral colors, rustic colors are still really big this year. But I have one more, Lonnie, that's very important. Have to talk about built-ins. Built-ins are a really great trend. Now, we're talking lockers, window seats, we're at entertainment centers. I have seen so many requests for 4-person bunk beds with stairs going up.
That's
there.
really furniture, isn't it?
It
that we're building in?
absolutely
Yeah,
is,
it's
but
pretty cool.
built-ins are huge. That's a big trend, and I'd love to be able to show more of that, and we have a lot of that in our homes you can come out and take a look at.
You know, then there's one more in this electronic world that we need to talk about, and that's escaping. Let's go. Let's escape.
No, Lonnie, there's not escaping, no.
Okay, the way we start, I get
Who's
to put
winning?
2, just like you did last time, right?
No cheating.
Okay, guys, we got to stop playing. We got to bring the 2023 trend show to a close. What did you think were some of the most popular trends that you guys were talking about today?
For me, it's the garage. They're getting bigger and they're getting better.
Now, me being the president of the Home Builders Association and going to International Builder Show every year, one thing that I take a lot of pride in is Granite Ridge is definitely always on the forefront of the trends. We're trendsetters. We're not following the trends. I go down there and people say, you got to see this. And I'm like, we've been doing that for 6 months already. So.
And Luke, one of the reasons that we're on top of all these trends is because we're following design principles, architectural principles. We're making sure the houses are balanced, symmetrical, and we've been doing that for years, and it's really becoming popular now.
And sometimes trends are just things that are not going out of style, like natural light. We're still doing it everywhere inside the house, whether it be for plants and solariums and things like that, or just bringing more natural light into the garage.
Well, I think convenience will always be a trend, and we have you covered at our 15,000 square foot showroom. So when you're building a home, it's very easy to come into our office, get your home decorated with all of the latest trends.
When you come in there, you can see all of those stained cabinet options, and that's what I love. I love the trend is going back to stained cabinets in your kitchen instead of the painted.
One thing that's really trendy is education. And that's one thing that we do all the time is we are educating ourselves on the latest trends, not only in housing, but also in house financing options. So if you've got questions, we can help you answer them.
Well, if you guys are thinking about building this year, you definitely want to talk to us. We've got 4 amazing architects ready to help you and 4 amazing decorators. So please, Kelly, would you go ahead and close for us?
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for joining us today. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about who we are, what we do, and why we do what we do so well, please pick up the phone and give us a call. Visit our website, or even better yet, come in our doors. We'd love to talk to you about the trends for 2023.
Hey,
Here
just
we go.
bring it.
We're in trouble here.
You guys always.
Right, Charity, I love the bubbles too. I can see why that's a big trend.
We have to keep going. Okay.
We didn't discuss anything after that.
We're talking master bedrooms, basements, outdoor fireplaces, even bathrooms. It really is a great sought-after feature right now.
Thank you, Kayla, for sharing with the audience my lines.
Oh, shoot! I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right, reduced salary for Kayla.